done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we are Through On Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always I'm joined by my co-host and very best friend Elliot. Hello Elliot.
Hello Sam.
How are you?
I'm really tired.
Oh.
It might just be because it's late on a Sunday evening, but yes, it's been a busy week, and it's actually been a busy weekend of watching football. So,
Love it.
How's your week been?
My week and weekend were usual.
Yeah.
I haven't really got much to say, to be honest.
Work, football, sleep.
Yeah, I had cherry pie tonight with custard. That was nice.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That was my week. There you go. If that's the highlight that I can pick out, wasn't an exciting week.
Yeah.
My car's broken. There's another part of my... Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Anywho, yes, you were right. It was a busy weekend of football. One of the main reasons, because obviously it's the first weekend without your pay-per-view. Then you don't have to pay for anything. Everything is televised. I loved it. One place I think is best to start is Tottenham, sitting nice and pretty at the top of that league. Elliot, can Tottenham win the league?
So they definitely can win the league. It's obviously too early to say they will win the league, but I'd maybe have them down as favourites at the moment.
Well, one thing that I found quite interesting on Sky Sports is I get it with Tottenham. They haven't won anything in a while. It's very easy to say, oh, Tottenham are bottle. It's very easy. And I think it was Gary Neville was like, oh, yeah, I was asked this on Monday Night Football. You know, I'm still not going to change my mind on if Tottenham, I don't think Tottenham can win the league. Like, I don't think they're contenders, but stuff like that. And I'm thinking, look at the squad. Look at the manager. Why are they not contenders? Why?
Just look at the squad,
Tottenham,
look at the manager, look at the results.
Exactly. Look at the way that they're playing. That it is very Mourinho football. Men behind the ball, less possession, couple shots on target, but those shots on target are going in, and possession doesn't win games.
So at the moment, Spurs have actually only dropped points from 3 league games. So they started against what turned out to be a very good Everton team, losing 1-0. Still the only game that they've lost this season. They drew late on to a freak decision against Newcastle. That Eric Dyer handball. And then the West Ham come back and freak goal for a freak result. And they're becoming very difficult to beat. And I know that's the Mourinho kind of thing. And Mourinho, I was watching the game and I know he would have loved it when it was, 5 minutes in, that they go 1-0 up to Man City. They get that early goal and it just kind of takes the pressure off the attackers a little bit and you just bodies behind the ball. It's Mourinho football.
It is. The bodies that they have behind the ball, like, I don't know, Eric Dyer under Pochettino was a very polarising figure in Tottenham, I think. He was quite, he was at CDM, he was just in front of defenders, as a defender. I don't think a lot of Tottenham fans would have been sad to see him go, if you know what I mean. I don't think it would have been like, yeah, that's fair enough, he did well, we'll find someone new. This season, when he's been that main centre-back and they've rotated with Sanchez and Alderweireld and it looks like he's now out and Rodon is probably going to come in. Tanganga's still coming back. He's very good. The fact that Dyer is that defender that is stuck there and other people are rotating around him, it really shows the faith and the ability that Mourinho sees in him. Obviously that documentary, like, you know, they both speak Portuguese. Mourinho wanted Dyer to come to United, didn't he, at that point, and he's relished under Mourinho. He is brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant this season. Very, very good.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point. And you think alongside players who have kind of, I don't know if they've gone under the radar or they've just played better than expected. I mean, we mentioned him every week now, Højbjerg. He's looking brilliant. He's a player that Tottenham had needed for a long, long time. And
last week we hinted at it. No, I'm saying it. He is the signing of the season so far. Purely because no one saw it coming and how much you paid for him. Southampton fans were laughing, thinking, all right, yeah, 15 mil, off you go. You think you've got the best. But no, we do. Like, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And I saw it was such a fascinating stat. We love a good stat. But I think it was before this game, 75% of Tottenham's goals have come from either a Højbjerg interception or he began the passing move.
Wow. Yeah, that is incredible.
He's the first name on that team sheet, and he is just... I saw someone describe Wanyama as this on Twitter, and I think Højbjerg's perfect. He's not. He's like a, when you get full English, you've got everything. You've got the main ingredients, all right? But no one really talks about the bread and butter. But the bread and butter is essential because it wipes up everything. It cleans up the plate, absolutely. And that is what Højbjerg
is a bit of bread and butter. So
he's that bit of bread and butter at the end. At the end, he's cleaning up, and his interceptions. He's 11 kilometres he ran against Man City.
Wow.
He's an engine, and he is Mourinho-esque. He is pure Mourinho.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. And yeah, I would have Tottenham to be favourites at the moment, because you think Liverpool are having a pretty threadbare squad at the moment with all the injuries they're getting. Man City are miles off the pace. You've got, Chelsea are looking better. And then...
Derby next week.
Ooh.
Tottenham-Chelsea next week.
Yeah, no, that will be a big game. Because if Tottenham go and win that and get 6 points from Man City and Chelsea, then you've really got to be
After that
looking...
is the North London Derby.
Oh, wow.
And then I think after that it's Liverpool. I think they've got a horrible running of games at the moment.
Yeah, but if Spurs can come out of that with some real positive results, there's absolutely no reason why they can't go on to win the league.
I completely agree. You're looking at the Tottenham squad as well. I'll mention like Gareth Bale, Dele Alli, like Lamela Soso, Winks, Tanganga. He's still out. Sanchez is here to miss, like Ben Davies wasn't in the squad. You think of those players that Tottenham are leaving out, yet they're high quality players, yet they're still it's
still
depth.
getting the results.
Tottenham have depth for once in their season.
We haven't really talked about the game yesterday, but they were convincing. I mean, it was bodies on the line, and obviously the stats will say that Man City had a lot more shots and everything like that, but at no point did you think Spurs are going to drop points here, really.
It's rare.
Yeah, no, exactly, but it's Mourinho against Guardiola.
Yeah, Man City, I don't know why Aguero... Have I missed something? Has Aguero said something to Guardiola? Has he pushed some buttons, or what's happened? Because all I'm aware of is that Guardiola has come out and said that Aguero needs to earn his new contract. He's not just going to get it handed to him. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah. What has he done the past 5 seasons to not warrant earning a new top contract?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. And you think on his day, when he's fit, Aguero's arguably, he's in the discussion for the best striker in the league on his day.
Yeah, and you think of yesterday, there was just no edge in front of goal for Man City. There was no... I think it was Mika Richards. It was like you had Sane, Sterling, Aguero coming at you. Fear factor.
Yeah.
And then yesterday it was... Who's that left wing?
It wasn't Ferran Torres.
Sorry, I forgot his name. That's what I forgot his name. Ferran Torres, Jesus and Mahrez. That seems to be the front three he's going with this season, and it's not working. It's not. Man City are not doing well this year. And this is off the back of Guardiola signing a new 2-year contract with Man City. You think, right, there you go.
Do you think that he's maybe only signed that new deal because there is the ambition to get Lionel Messi to Man City?
It's Messi.
Yeah.
I think there has to be some sort of not agreement, but there's definitely talks going on with both parties. I think there must have been in the summer, and maybe when he said he'll stay, or they couldn't get out the contract, he went, right, just give us another year, we'll come to you.
Yeah, but at the moment, Man City are 8 points off the leaders, Tottenham. Now,
Tottenham, yeah.
Yeah, if they drop any more points, are they realistically going to pick up 8 more points than Tottenham, than Liverpool, 6 more than Chelsea throughout the rest of the season, and on current form? I wouldn't say so.
No, I wouldn't either. And we had them to win that.
Yeah.
We've got to stop. This through-on-goal drinking game is going to be horrible.
Can you pre-book ambulances?
Yeah. Yeah, we won't book an Uber back to the house. We'll get one just drop us off at the Royal Derby. Yeah. No, it's brilliant to see Tottenham doing so well, obviously from a personal point of view, but it's just they're not unexciting to watch. Every time they go forward, they have the most complete player in Harry Kane, best player in the league. For me, I can't think of a better player right now other than Son, to be honest. Obviously you've got Calvert-Lewin scoring the goals, but as a player, he's got everything. I sent you a message during the game so Firmino gets described as a defensive striker, and that's the role that Harry Kane's doing at times. What was it? It must have been the game before this that wasn't he clearing balls off the line? He was, yeah. I think it was against West Ham. He scored, yeah. Oh, it must be. I think it might have been Burnley. He did one at West Ham as well. And then they showed him like the way he was just tracking back, like they were when Man City were on the attack. Like he's there in the defence, like and like Ndombele's ball towards Son for the first goal, cracking pass.
Yeah.
But Kane comes forward, brings the players towards him because he thinks they're going for a short ball. Son runs in that gap behind. It's easy. When you look at it, it's so easy. And it's working. Son and Kane, I don't know what it is. We, at the beginning of the season, well, when the season started and the transfer window closed, we were going, Kane, Son and Bale. You're thinking, oh my God, yeah, that front three. Bale's barely been included this year. And it doesn't matter. Obviously, it's when he does get included, I believe it will go off. But like yesterday, he didn't come on. He was going to, but I think Alderweireld got injured.
Yeah, so
Didn't
Rodon
need
came.
Bale.
Yeah,
He didn't need him.
it doesn't have the look of a team missing a piece, does it, when he's not on the pitch? But yeah, so this has been a year since Jose's now taken over, and for a lot of people, Tottenham Hotspur aren't a particularly likeable club, and for a lot of people, Jose Mourinho is not a particularly likeable person, and somehow them together has made them both more likeable.
Yeah, no, it's really good to see. Obviously, they finished top of the league today
For the weekend.
because obviously they were top of the league yesterday, and there was a chance for some changes today. However, Leicester lost away fairly convincingly to Liverpool. Injury hit Liverpool. Let's not forget that. To which mean obviously Tottenham now stayed top on goal difference, but I didn't seem like Liverpool had any issues.
No, I mean, Leicester are a really odd one. They're really inconsistent. Because I thought they'd kind of approached the game the same they did away to Man City when they walked past them, really. And maybe Liverpool just having those extra injured players. I mean, it's hard to say because they're playing away at Anfield to Liverpool. But was there maybe a little bit of complacency in it? But they just didn't come out and play.
Milner's an engine, isn't he?
Yeah, Milner could play anywhere.
Every
on the
team
pitch.
needs a James Milner.
Yeah, typical. What is it? 7 out of 10 every game. You know what you're getting with James Milner, and he'd be perfect. Klopp must absolutely love him. He must be manager's dream.
Injury crisis in any position. Put Milner there.
Yeah,
he'll be better than Adrian.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm sure the Liverpool fans would rather have him than Adrian in goal.
Better than Adrian. All three of the goals, like Robertson to Jota, header in. That was lovely. Firmino had a weird game where I didn't even. There was a chart. It was very obvious. I thought it was very clear. He hit the post like twice, I think.
Yeah,
and obviously
the one that
eventually got his goal.
And it was cleared off the line in the middle of that chance as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Evans unfortunate with the own goal.
Yeah.
What do you think with Liverpool? Do you reckon they can retain? Do you reckon there's? I think there's a little bit of issues with depth because I saw their bench today, very youthful, especially when you think of how the season's gone so far for them. Obviously, the injuries to Gomez and Van Dijk, unfortunate. Salah with coronavirus. Obviously, Thiago was off with COVID for a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
can you see them retaining?
I can. I mean, at the moment, I would say is out of Spurs and Liverpool, even though Chelsea are not far behind. But yeah, it is just how badly they get hit with injuries because if they start then increasing the workload of more players, then more players are going to get injured. But say if they get a few sort of key players back and then maybe sign a player or two in January, they'd probably be in decent shape. But it's absolutely not all said and done like it was 12 months ago.
Oh no, it's not, is it? Like we're not looking at this league table with Liverpool pretty much. They were they literally top all season? I
don't know if they would have been like 1 or 2 games in, but beyond that they would have been.
Yeah.
Obviously
it's still changing. Like the top of the league is still what was it? Was it before the international break? Weren't there like 3 or 4 different people at the top of the league over the weekend?
Yeah, it was
midday game. There you go. Leicester went top, and
Southampton went top on the Friday night, didn't they? Because it was stop the count.
And then and then like Tottenham went top, and then Liverpool. It's
great to
good.
see. It's great to see.
It's so good. I absolutely love it. Whether you're like a neutral or you're somewhere, in the lower end of the league, like, your Arsenals and your Man United, your relegation fighters. You're looking up there thinking, yeah, it's good to see change. Obviously, if you're not Arsenal, if you're looking at Tottenham, but hey-ho. We'll flip the switches on Leicester as well because they're still there. They're still
they would have gone
top 4.
They would have gone top with a win.
That's what I mean. So it could, obviously without that 7-2 loss, I've mentioned it again, do apologise. Goal difference would have been a bit easier, a bit nicer, but I think Leicester, I don't think they should. I don't know because everyone that's there, you're thinking, oh well, they could go. Yeah. But we said that about Leicester when they won the league.
It's the kind of thing though that I feel like Leicester lose the big games more often than not. Although, saying that, they did win away at the Etihad. But the thing is, if they...
Well,
I don't know their next few games off the top of my head, but if they've got a favourable few fixtures, they could then find themselves top in a week or two again. You're going to tell me that they've got Man City, Chelsea.
No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you the absolute opposite. Oh. Their next games are home to Fulham, away to Sheffield United, home to Brighton, and home to Everton. That's the next 4 games for them.
So
which
I mean, they're all,
should be winning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they should be winning at least 2 of them, and then
100%. Yeah. I wanted just to put a disclaimer out.
Okay.
This is my last podcast because if I'm having Fulham staying up over Aston Villa, I shouldn't be allowed to do this. I know what you're thinking, everyone. Paul Merson, he makes a career out of these kind of predictions, and that's right, he does. Sorry about that.
Oh, I thought there was going to be more to that.
No, he does.
But,
just saying.
Yeah, although he gets paid quite handsomely for it.
And I get paid nothing. Well, the podcast gets edited for free. That's my payment.
Yeah. But, yeah, so it was Fulham versus Everton, lunchtime kickoff, 12 o'clock. By 12:01, Fulham are losing.
Of course they are. Of course they are. And you think, can it get any worse? Right. Can it get any worse? Yeah, they were 3-1 down at half time. Penalty to bring it back. Okay. The last penalty, we'll forget about that. Pull it out of our minds.
And the penalty before that.
And let's not talk about penalties this year. It's brand new start. Get back into the game. Let's go 3-2, stepping up. Cavalier, you got it. You put it. Yeah, you're good. I've seen you in training. You're the best. No, he kicks it into his foot and it goes 10 yards over. What is going on? Now, I'm not a professional footballer by any means of the belly, because I have one, big old belly. I'm not. I reckon I could definitely do like at least a 6-yard run up. You know, that's probably my stamina, is to run up to take the
blowing
penalty.
by the time.
Yeah. But even then, it can't be that hard, can it?
No, it's the one thing I always say about penalties. Like, if the keeper saves it, fair enough, but hit the target. Come on, it's like...
Don't hit the target like Lookman hit the target.
Yeah, but at least he did hit the target. That's the thing.
No, yeah, I guess technically he did, but you don't really want...
Also, though, by the rules, I was thinking of that, but I'm not sure whether it's true or not. By the rules, he did kick it against his own foot, and isn't that a retake?
No, because I guess the ball... No, the ball left... The ball...
Because...
He did kick it, so it's not...
Do you remember, must have been about 5-6 years ago, Joe Hart was still in goal at Man City. It was away at QPR. He took it was either an offside or free kick or something, which he completely scuffed, and QPR went and scored, and it was retaken because he kicked the ball against his own foot.
Elliot, I'm going to stop you there. You're talking 6 years ago. Since then, there's probably been about 450 rule changes in football.
Since then, it now gets given as handball.
I was going to say, yeah. You're probably not even allowed to run up next year.
Yeah.
You got just literally one-step kick.
Like it is in 5-a-side. Yeah, that's how it should be.
No, that's it. Yeah, don't give the keeper any chance. Who did it? Was it Adjuriz like a couple of seasons ago, didn't he? He did in the league,
it took about 4 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah, Pogba screwed.
Yeah.
And Lyle Taylor, they're not taking any penalties anytime soon. Although they did get back into the game a little bit later. Obviously, I guess technically it was Loftus-Cheek goal, but
big deflection.
Yeah, massive deflection. But I was watching that first half, and I just could not believe defensively what I was watching. Now,
no, it's Premier League, man.
Yeah, no, it's Premier League, and there was no me, you, and our good friend Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe.
We like to play a bit of pro clubs every now and then.
Yeah.
And when the opposition is on the attack, what's the one thing that we get annoyed at our AIs at? They're not putting a foot in. Yeah. They're giving them too much room, not putting a foot in. Yeah. It's like watching Fulham was like watching our AIs on pro clubs in Division 9. They're not putting a foot in. Yeah, and they're in the Premier League, and it's Scott Parker's. It's like, I feel for Brentford watching Fulham in this league.
Yeah, they must be thinking, how have we lost to these?
That's it. And they're drawing to Wickham. No. But you're not Ole Einar's biggest fan, I don't think.
Really not. He was one of the least committed players I've ever seen in a whole City shirt. He was backing out of challenges. He was doing Rabonnas in his own half when we were losing. It's like, come on. Like,
you do that on pro clubs, though.
Yes, I do that on pro clubs, but I don't get paid 30, 40, 50 grand a week. And if I did, then I'd be doing a better job of it.
Your tweet, wasn't it, like, what was it, 2 or 3 of the goals?
So all 3 of the goals came from that right-hand side that he was, in air quotes, defending. And like there could have been more. I think there was one where it was either Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison had an air shot and missed the ball, but it would have been a goal, and that was at 3-1. And maybe he'd be more capable as a right mid, because obviously he scored absolute worldie of a goal in his last game. Was it against West Brom? Cut in on his left foot, found the top corner. Fair play, but the lad's not got a defensive bone in his body. And Everton have targeted him. Everton have targeted him, and it's worked, and it's what's won them the game.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think Everton.
Also, touching on
going down.
Yeah, just touched on Fulham one more time. So they're obviously rebuilding one of the stand along the river. Now, I think I heard right. The commentator said that there's going to be a swimming pool on top of the stand. Like what?
What? You mustn't have heard that right.
Yeah, no,
surely not.
I'm certain that that's what they said. And I mean, if you really want to swim, you're 10 yards from the River Thames.
Well, a bit different, a bit cleaner.
Suppose so.
I refuse to believe you've heard that right.
Let me look it up.
Right, I'll vamp for a bit while you try and find the Fulham South East Stand swimming pool. Who said?
Let's have a look.
Who signed off on that?
Yeah, so it's being reported that Fulham, when the design came out about this time last year, Fulham released design for Craven Cottage overhaul with new stands to house a gym, restaurants, and a swimming pool.
Where are the seats gonna go? Just.
Oh, can you point me in the direction of a seat? Yeah, if you go past Frankie and Benny's, it's to the left.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
You could go to the game, right? But the swimming pool, right? We're going to put the waves on in about 5 minutes. So
when you pass the Michael Jackson statue and then reach the swimming pool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're a weird club, aren't they?
They are. But no, I mean, they nearly bought Wembley. Yeah. Imagine how big that swimming pool would have been.
Oh well. Well, we might. Yeah, we'll talk about them in the Championship next season, probably. Speaking of teams in the Championship next season, Sheffield United might be going that way.
What is it, 1 point from 9 games so far?
What's happened? Like, we had... What was it? I think we said something at the... We tweeted something at the end of last season, being like one of the shocks, one of the biggest surprises was Sheffield United being European football contenders. Like, they were up there in talks of being in the Europa League. And, you know, I think we had a tweet back saying, it wasn't a surprise to everyone but Sheffield United fans. We knew we could challenge. And I'm thinking, did you think your first season in the Premier League you're going to be challenging for Europa? I'll let you live in that fairy tale, mate, but it wasn't going to happen. This season seems to be what everyone was semi-expecting Sheffield United to be last season, but the expectations we had of Sheffield, we're thinking, they're safe. I don't think they'll go down. I don't think they're contenders. Mid-table, I reckon. But I reckon they'll be comfortable, and they're just something is just not clicking. Yeah,
so it's another case of second season syndrome, because Hull City have had that twice when we've been in the Premier League. We've had fairly convincing first seasons, one of which we've gone and beaten pretty much every team away from home, every big team away from home, and the other one we reached an FA Cup final only to get relegated in the following season both times. And yeah, I'm not quite sure how it even happens, really. Maybe it's just players maybe not playing at 100%, just dropping a few percent, and that's the difference between winning games and not. I mean, obviously Dean Henderson's a big miss now that he's back at United, but they're not scoring goals either.
No,
yeah, you just wonder where it's coming from.
No, I agree. It's not like in the summer they brought in the potential of Ramsdale. I don't think they brought him for his goalkeeping capability so much. Like, obviously he's still a capable keeper. Maybe not so much this season, but he's got the potential. And they got Ampadu, or whatever.
Ethan Ampadu.
Ampadu, you know, he had a good season at Leipzig last season. Good loan. Obviously they got the Bogle and Lowe from Derby. We know that they're capable. And they big money signing in Ryan Brewster up front. It's not like they didn't strengthen over the summer, but it's just nothing's clicking. Absolutely nothing's clicking for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched them a few times, and their performances aren't even that bad. Like, they're still working hard. They're still working for each other. They're still getting shots off.
Yeah.
But it's just not happening for them. And then when you look at the table 9 games in and you're on 1 point, that's got to do something to your confidence. And it's looking quite desperate for them. But with the Premier League table the way it is, they're only 3 points off 4 from bottom, out of only 3 points from safety. So 1 win and that's it. They're back in business.
On the other note of that game, though, are we starting to see the David Moyes era of Everton coming back into his style of management? Because let's not forget, we bash him a lot, and we did, and I think I had them to be relegated because I just didn't see Moyes doing it. But no know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't take my predictions very seriously. Believe me. Let's not forget, though, for a good 10 years, he was Everton's manager. He took them to the Champions League, I think, for the first time in their history. They were top 6, 7, at least pretty much every season. And Alex Ferguson handpicked him to succeed him. You don't do that with someone who's not a good manager. And obviously, it didn't work at United. It didn't work at Sunderland and Sociedad. And his first spell at West Ham was shocking. And it didn't start too well this season for him. But ever since he's had COVID...
Yeah, there are big questions of kind of how long he was going to last in the job. And yeah, they're winning most games now, and when they're not winning, they're still putting in big performances like Tottenham.
The game against Liverpool as well. They didn't look awful. They still look, And
you think I think the best of them is still to come, because Ben Rama's still only getting minutes off the bench. I don't think he's started a game for them yet.
I don't think he has either, no. I do see a lot of free Ben Ramas a lot in the...
Yeah, no, I've seen that. But yeah, no, they're looking very good, and he's obviously got this sort of, was it a 5-4-1 system working, with Cresswell at left centre back and Masuaku at left wing back, and yeah, it's just really working for them. And you're now asking where would they improve come January, and don't really know what their weak link would be at this stage. Maybe a right back, but then Fredericks is doing okay.
Yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say he's someone to bank on week in, week out, if you know what I mean, though. I don't think he's massively there, obviously.
I do think, though,
a
big part of their success is middle of the park. Today's captain, Declan Rice, is
hugely underrated, isn't he?
Week in, week out, and Declan Rice getting his first England goal in the week as well.
Yeah, that's right, off his shoulder. And but no, obviously Chelsea were linked with him for quite a lot of the season, and it's not hard to see why. He's absolutely brilliant. He's definitely going to be one of the first names on that plane journey to, well, I say on the plane. It's Euros.
We've got all of our group games in London.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, plane journey from the South London airport to
Gatwick to Heathrow.
No, I completely agree. He's West Ham captain, isn't he, when Noble's not in the side?
When Noble's not around, yeah.
And for, how old is he, like 20?
He's early 20s, yeah.
Captain in the side. Like, you might even see a new Noble, like, for West Ham if he commits and he stays. Obviously, Noble hasn't got hasn't got an England cap.
Yeah. But I to be honest, I can't see him staying at West Ham for a long, long time, because everybody's got a price, and eventually that price will be matched.
No, I agree. And it's the same with Grealish with Villa. He's captain, he's committed, he signed a new contract, to be fair, but is that just to get a little bit more money out of when he does go? It ups his release clause, isn't it?
Because obviously he's a massive Villa fan, is Grealish, so he'll want, when he goes, for it to work for Villa as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I'm looking... I can't wait for the Euros. I know we didn't talk about it, but I just can't wait for the Euros.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things at the end of, obviously, when COVID hit and football took a break and it came back. I think there was two main talking points about 5 games after everything came back. Do we still need the drinks break? And do we still need 5 subs? Now, beginning of this season, obviously drinks breaks were gone. Of course they were. And there was a ruling of, I think it was unanimously, that 5 subs weren't going to be a thing this season, which is fair enough. The most stupid idea of having an international break in the middle of a pandemic came in. Stupid idea.
Yep.
Don't know about that. Players get injured, people get COVID. Because what? Mixing with other people from other countries who will mix with other people and people get COVID? No, nonsense. Anywho, and the EFL have brought back the 5 subs. Now, obviously, we don't think it's going to be long until the Premier League rule that it will be 5 subs, especially with the amount of injuries and COVID tests that are coming back. Mm-hmm. Is there any other option? Have we got a choice? Is it fair?
I mean, it's the right and the wrong thing, both of them.
Yeah.
Because in footballing terms, I don't want to see the 5 subs rule come back, because it gives a unfair advantage to the teams with bigger squad depth, and I think that would see it being more likely that a Man City or Liverpool would almost run away with it. But at the same time, this isn't a normal season, injuries are happening. Now, if there were no international breaks, the games that they're playing extra, which is giving them the injuries because of the increased workload, would be able to be played in those weeks. So the smart thing is to have not had international breaks and to have kept 3 subs. But obviously, hindsight and all.
Elliot, are you saying that you don't care about the UEFA Nations League? Are you telling me this right now?
I don't, now that we're not in the final. I cared about it when we reached that final 4.
I didn't even care. I just could not care less.
I bet you...
I would have watched it if we were in the finals, but
I mean, there is that memory of the Jordan Pickford penalty where he found the toppest of top.
No,
bins.
yeah, but that can't. That's the only England memory of this Nations League that I have is a penalty shootout which Pickford scored and saved. One.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest. I think
could they not have put this tournament off for a couple years or another year or something?
I know.
Do you know?
And obviously, international breaks would have actually been needed for resolving the Euro 2020 playoffs.
Yeah.
Obviously, for those reasons. But that was 8 games, I think, that was needed to win those, to cover those. And
yeah, not many.
Yeah. Like that could have been done, and it could have saved a lot of injuries, a lot of COVID, and it just seems stupid. But yeah, with the five subs rule, do you think teams like Man City, they're on a normal week, they'd be bringing off players like Riyad Mahrez off the bench, or Sterling, or I think Aguero was an unused sub this weekend.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and Burnley would be bringing off academy players who hadn't been blooded in the Premier League, players with 4 senior minutes, but that they'd got in an FA Cup game 2 years ago or something.
But is that the fault of Burnley not investing in players? Regardless of how much money they have, Burnley haven't invested this year. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm trying just to provide a fair argument that Man City, they did do a bit of spending. Tottenham did do a bit of spending. Liverpool did a bit of... There are teams that have done these little bits of spending just to cover each basis. Burnley, Sean Dyche was quite vocal about it as well. Mm-hmm. It's not so much about having that funding in a sense, but at least you've got, obviously, I don't doubt for a second that Burnley don't have any. They've got an amazing academy, and I don't doubt for a second that there's not some money to spend. Obviously, with COVID and everything, you can't really talk too much. But Burnley did not invest this summer. They didn't. He just wasn't given any funds to do it. And if we're going to turn the argument, if we're going to flip that argument around, are the teams only saying it's not fair because they didn't invest?
I mean, I'd still say no. I'd still argue no, because Burnley aren't going to go and spend even 10 million on a bench player, whereas I think Man City has spent more on their defence than most countries.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, although that does sort of raise an interesting point. If they were told at the beginning of the season 5 subs rule is back, would they have been a bit more inclined to have spent a bit more money? Maybe.
No, absolutely. And it's... I don't know. I think I'm the same as you. I get it. I feel like there's just no choice. There is no choice but to do it. And it's come to it. We're in a situation.
I think it's going to be inevitable.
Yeah, I think obviously the world and just, there are games every 4 days. It's of course going to happen. But obviously, so Tottenham have said Liverpool, Man City, your top 8 have invested. And obviously, the teams who are a bit lower, who don't earn that, haven't. And there's probably a very good reason for that. And they're being punished for it.
Yeah. So the 5 subs rule did come in this weekend for the EFL. And as a person who supports a team in the EFL, we're in League One, and we are one of the bigger clubs in League One.
Oh, right.
We've got a deeper squad of
second biggest.
Than what, below Sunderland?
Third biggest.
But yeah, so the fact that the 5 subs rule has come in does benefit us a little bit, but I'm still against it, although the sort of level that it benefits us on isn't on the same level as it is in the Premier League. The gap between our bench players and Crew's bench players, there is a gap, but it's not a chasm. It's not massive.
No, I agree. We'll see how it plays out in the EFL. Obviously, didn't seem to be too many shocks to start with this weekend. I want to start with Bournemouth, though, because, I got
a prediction right so far.
We seem to be having a bit of a prediction correct. They're not top of the league. Yes. Obviously, Norwich did beat Middlesbrough in the end, 1-0, thanks to penalty. Another penalty that hit his foot and went in, and that didn't get retaken, and
right.
Norwich then went the other end, got a penalty, Pookie scored, so they're now top of the league by a point, clear of Bournemouth, who I wrote off. I didn't have them being bouncing back as much. I didn't think they'd have the squad or the funds to do it. Eddie Howard just left, but you've got to give credit to old Jason Tindall, who's manager of Bournemouth. He's kept the belief. He's kept it going. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they were playing. So I'm not sure if they were top at the time, but they're playing Reading and went 2-0 down. And you think Reading are one of those teams they'll either, sounds stupid, but they'll either win or they won't. They're very sort of inconsistent. I think they lost a handful of games just before the international break.
Yeah.
And so, you're thinking 2-0 away at Bournemouth early on. you're cruising. And then they go on to lose 4-2. But yeah, like you say, Bournemouth went top. And a couple goals from Solanke.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out is the Bournemouth squad. The starting 11 that played against Reading: Begovic, Cook, Rico, Lerma, Lewis Cook, David Brooks, Solanke. These are all players that were in the Premier League last year. So they've kept a decent squad. And I remember you touching upon that in your predictions, and I was like, I just don't think they'll come back, but well done.
Yeah. No, they're looking good so far, and long may it continue, at least for my predictions.
Obviously, Reading started incredible, didn't they? They were top of the league by how many? They were unbeaten in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like winning 6 of those and drawing 1, but they've lost their last 4 quite convincingly. And they were 2-0 up in this game.
Yeah. Also, I completely forgot until I saw that he'd scored that Sonny Aluku was still at Reading.
Your favourite.
Should have passed.
And obviously the battle of, no, I'm the worst team in the Midlands. No, I'm the worst team in the East Midlands. No, I'm the worst team in the East Midlands continues as Forest and Derby both lose. Interestingly, obviously Koku was sacked. Rooney and Rosenior were coming into this game coaching it.
Yeah.
Nothing seemed to have changed.
Rooney started himself.
No, yeah. Rosenior said something at the week. I can't quote it word for word, but he says something like, I don't want to do any disrespect to the coaching team before, but we need to start picking this team's morale up. We need to bring them up. And it's like, Liam, I'm going to stop you there. You and Rooney were both on the coaching side that Koku had. So, okay. Yeah, no, and it's obviously, I still can't see Derby or Forest being relegated.
No, I'm with you on that.
But it's not amazing, is it?
It's not looking good, is it? I mean,
scored 5 goals all season, Derby.
The takeover still hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's...
Imagine if it doesn't happen.
I mean, if it's confirmed before January, I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine, no problem, because they'll just invest 70 million and and finish 7th. But yeah, if it doesn't happen, like, they're in big trouble. And I know it was part of Koku's sort of role to promote a lot from the inside, to have a lot of youth players playing.
And it's paid off in some respects. Like, Silby's done well.
Jason Knight.
Buchanan as well. Yeah, he's brought Ibe in. Like, he brought Ibe back because he was on loan. Like, Dwayne Holmes done well. Silby, Max Bird, he seems to be there. Yeah, no. They've got a squad. They've got a good squad. There's no doubt about it. They have a very strong squad for the Championship, I think. I just don't know what's happened. I said Koku's gone now. You can't ever expect an instant reaction. Obviously, you still need to find a system that works, but...
Yeah, I do kind of see it almost mirroring
Ooh, nice pronunciation.
Hull City of a few years ago, that we were promoting a lot from the inside. We promoted Jared Bowen, Max Clark, Keane Lewis Potter more recently, Dan Batty, a lot of youth team players, but although it's good for their growth and good for their future, they're not as good as the players you'll be signing. So eventually you're just going to start dropping down the table, and I hope that Derby don't have what we had and drop into the third tier.
Everything's always coming back to Derby for you, to Hull to you, isn't it? Oh, yeah, the 2-season thing. I remember when Hull had a 2-season FA Cup final and we beat everything. Oh yeah, Derby. They're mounting me off.
Liam Rosenior, great time at Hull City.
Yes, but one thing that Hull shouldn't be linked with Derby with is you don't win. You won that one game in the playoffs, but since then, every game that we and you went to...
We don't win at Derby. We don't win at Derby.
Oh, I've had some shockers. The last time, just for you listeners, I may have said it before, and I'll say it again. The last time I saw Hull physically win a game was the playoff final against Sheffield Wednesday. And I've been to quite a fair few games since then.
Jeez, it was, wasn't it?
That was mine,
Also, worth mentioning, I saw something on Twitter during the week of someone asking, what was the last goal you saw live? Now, obviously, the last game we saw live was Burton away, finished 0-0.
Yeah.
And the last goal we saw live was by Matt Clark in the 1-0 defeat of Hull City away at Derby in January.
Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, and Gillingham continued their run of early games because they don't want to pay the floodlight man to turn them on. 1 o'clock kickoff. 1-0 starting off against Charlton. It's a penalty, contentious penalty. I'm not gonna lie, don't care. Good penalty as well by Graham. Keeper went the right way, but still scored it. But Gillingham do what Gillingham do, and it gets to like the 75th minute, and they're like, "Come on, then, have a go," and they score. And the inability to see out games in recent weeks has been so annoying to watch because you can't deny the quality and the depth that Gillingham have this season. Great, they've got a good choice of attacking players. We've got a good selection to pick from. Bonham's having a fantastic season in goal. Can't deny him that. Yeah, Medley and Ogilvie, Tucker, all in defence, still need a bit of gelling, but I don't get it. And I don't think Steve Evans is the wrong man for the job. I still think he's the right man for the job, and I'm still believing that Gillingham will beat Hull in the playoffs. I am still believing. Yes, but I'm not sure what's going wrong.
Do you think it's a fitness thing? Because it is a lot of late goals.
Yeah, but that
all
shouldn't be an
maybe
excuse.
put it.
Every team's exactly the same, isn't it? And Gillingham had a week off because they were due to play Lincoln, but that got called international
Lincoln
break.
had supposedly got too many internationals.
Yeah, that Lincoln. Lincoln.
Honestly, I was looking through their squad and I think they've got one international.
Well, must have been a key player because
Yeah.
can't live without him. No, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I've still got a sense I haven't lost that hope and that we can fight for at least playoffs. And I said, if you had said to me before, oh yeah, Charlton, and you're going to get a 1-1 draw before the game, I would have taken it. I would have been like, yeah, absolutely, 1-1 draw is fine with me. But the fact that there's one game, the fact that we played and we started to win 1-0, and obviously we ended up drawing the game, it's just what's most frustrating about that. But yeah, League One it's still some shock because Peterborough lost 2-1 to Blackpool. Hull are now top of the league. Gillingham are still 9 points off the last playoff spot Gillingham are. It's annoying. It's annoying.
It's becoming a stretch now, isn't it? You need to really start picking up points soon.
Oh, geez. Gillingham are 2 points off the relegation spot. Okay.
Where's that come from?
Just not seeing out games.
Yeah.
Just getting stupid red cards and not seeing the games out. Mr. Pugwash had a good old session at Fleetwood this week as well, didn't he?
Captain Pugwash.
5 times. Captain Pugwash. 5-1 they won.
Yeah.
Against Old Plymouth. And having a quick look in League 2 as well, Bolton seem to be kind of finding a tiny bit of form. They've won their last 3 and drawn 1. They're out of the relegation zone by comfortably, like good 8 points. Stevenage and Southend still occupy that. Southend didn't play this weekend. Tranmere beating Grimsby 5-0. I'm sure. Yeah. It's not gone down well.
Yeah, Grimsby haven't had a good week, and I think Ian Holloway was going mental in his post-match interviews, like Ian Holloway does.
And I know we don't cover the conference, not due to any disrespect or anything. It's just, I guess, we don't really follow conference football as much. I do like to keep an eye on, especially with the playoffs.
Yeah.
When that happens, I love watching it. And if it's on, I'll always watch it. But one thing to note is Chesterfield were 2-1 up against Notts County in the 91st minute, and they lost 3-2. So,
right, okay.
That's what I just, yeah. The 78th minute, they made it 2-1, Chesterfield, and then they conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, Notts County still, I was mid-table in the conference, about 10th, and Chesterfield in relegation zone with results like that. I'm not surprised. But yeah, only one way to end our English football section is the coveted Pizza Cup. That Gillingham are on the road to the final of the Pizza Cup. Hashtag Gillingham do something. Away to Cambridge or at home to Cambridge. Can't remember which one because I care very deeply about this cup.
It would have been.
I will leave the viewers in suspense.
It'll be away to Cambridge because I think you finished second in the group and second were away and first were home.
Fair enough. And and Gillingham's finalists who will be meeting in the final, Hull City.
Yep, we've got Crewe Alexandra at home, and yeah, hopefully we can get through to the next round of the coveted Papa John's or the Pizza Cup as it's now called. Now,
I can't.
You know, watching the early rounds of the FA Cup, you always see BBC cameras pan to the crowd. You've got the kids and actually normally fully grown adults holding the tinfoil FA Cups that they've made. Now, I can't wait to be at Wembley, 6 rows from the front, with a 12-inch Papa John's pizza box.
Pizza box. Yes. Oh, we have absolutely got to do that. We've absolutely got to take it.
And I've brought McCann's face on the box.
If we are allowed in the stadiums for the final, which I'm not being funny, all right, but Mr. Boris Johnson, if you're listening, tell your friends if you've got any, and hear me out now. FA Cup, Premier League, Championship, don't care. I want to be at Wembley for the Papa John's Trophy final.
Yes.
Get me first in that vaccine. I'll trial it for you. I'll see if it's all right as long as it gets me in the stadium, so I can hold my 12-inch pizza box, Papa John's Trophy, with Steve Evans' face in the front, quite fitting, really, isn't it? His face blasted on a pizza box, so we can watch the illustrious Papa John's Trophy final.
Sam, do we say at this stage that if neither team make the final?
How dare you?
Yeah, believe it or not, neither team, it is possible that they won't make it. If we're allowed in the stadium, do we still go and still take the pizza boxes?
Yeah, but we have to be at opposite ends, won't we? No, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. We'll watch it at mine. We'll post a picture of us.
We've got the bet of we pick teams regardless.
That's right. Can't wait. Not too much.
I've got a way that we decided the teams. I know this is live.
He's cut me off. He's cut me off. Segway. What's going on?
So it's obviously regional up until the final because my team's the northern group and your team's in the southern group. I take the northern team. You take the southern team.
Oh, I like that. Yes, absolutely. Up the south.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's fine. Oh, God, if it's Arsenal's under 21s, I'm going to be crying.
I think Leeds
what if it's Leeds under 21s?
I think they're already gone.
Oh, right, okay. How would you not know? Come on, Elliot. Let me find. I've got to find out now. Where is EFL Trophy, man? It's not even on FootMob. Well, I'll tell you what. When they become a sponsor, we'll tell them. Excuse me.
Let them know in our board meeting.
Get it on, please.
Leeds finished bottom of the group below Accrington, Blackpool and Barrow. Get in.
Right, okay then, fair enough. Quick European roundup. There's not too much to talk about. Obviously, Ibra scored another 2. AC Milan sit at the top of the table, which is good. Barcelona are just
falling apart. So Real Madrid.
What is going on with Barcelona? It's
Real Sociedad.
Definitely the Messi fall. Definitely the Messi fallout's got something to do with it. Mm-hmm. I think it's got a lot of unrest, isn't there, with higher ups, and obviously with Messi staying, he's quite key in the dressing room. One thing we did want to mention though is Erling Haaland. He got Golden Boy. He had to celebrate. Scored the 4 goals.
Yeah.
Just scored the 4 goals. We love a good stat. He scored more Bundesliga hat-tricks than Thomas Müller, and he's only played 22 Bundesliga games. Not 22 more than Müller. No, just he's played 22 Bundesliga games.
I think I was looking up and Muller's made around 360.
And did you see what he said to his manager? He was having a go at him because he said that he only scored 4 because he took him off. He could have scored more.
Wow.
So I love the confidence.
That's the sign of a winner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's only 20. He's definitely shooing for the Premier League, I think.
Yeah. Also,
who knows?
Yeah, talking of young strikers, Mbappe he's still only 21, I think. Mm-hmm. And even though PSG wasn't even his first club, he is now PSG's 5th highest goal scorer in their history.
Jeez. What history, yeah.
I mean, they have only been around for, 45, 50 years, but still.
Well, no, yeah, I know what you mean. They've had some players.
Yeah.
Right, so I guess we come on to No Context News, the end of the podcast where me and Elliot challenge each other to find the most random news headlines from around the world that make us think. I don't know what Elliot goes for. He doesn't know what I go for because I don't go for headlines anymore. I do puns. So I challenge Elliot and he fires one at me. He said he's got 3. He's going to pick one.
Yeah.
So I'll leave him to it.
So I've gone for the only one that's UK based of the 3 that I had, and it's from Yorkshire Live because up the north, and the headline is simply: "Man says he saw Robbie Williams on spaceship after being abducted by bald aliens." So thank you very much for listening.
What?
And
Robbie Williams. That's the bit I find weirdest about this. Not the fact
spaceship after being abducted by bald aliens.
I'm not coming back to the bald aliens with the fact that he thought he was abducted, but why is the fact that he saw Robbie Williams part of that headline? He's just been abducted by aliens, and he's gone, yeah, but Robbie Williams was there. That's the weird part of this.
I mean, if you get abducted by aliens and you get there and Robbie Williams singing "Let Me Entertain You,"
or his new Christmas song, whatever that is. But, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for listening, as ever. We are Through on Goal. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google.
Where we are.
We're everywhere. And yeah, thank you for listening. I've been Elliot.
I've been Sam. We thank you very much for listening, and tell your friends. See you next week.
Bye.